Router, I tried ProstaVive for dry sick days. My honest review: shocking results. Real experience, benefits, side effects and results. You may be just a few weeks away from discovering whether ProstaVive is actually worth your money, or just another supplement making big promises. After hearing countless claims about better prostate health, fewer nighttime bathroom trips, improved comfort, and better overall quality of life, I decided to do something most people never do. Instead of relying on advertisements or random comments online, I tested ProstaVive myself for a full dry sick days. What happened during that month genuinely surprised me, and some of the results were not what I expected at all. When I first started researching prostate supplements, I noticed a common pattern. Almost every product claimed to be the ultimate solution. Every website promised incredible benefits. Every advertisement made it sound like the answer had finally arrived. But when it comes to your health, especially something as important as prostate wellness, marketing claims alone should never be enough. That's exactly why I wanted to document my experience as honestly as possible. If you're considering ProstaVive, wondering whether it works, questioning whether it's safe, or simply looking for real-world feedback before spending your hard-earned money, this review may help you make a more informed decision. Before trying ProstaVive, I was experiencing some issues that many men eventually face as they get older. One of the biggest frustrations was having to wake up during the night more often than I wanted. Interrupted sleep doesn't just affect your nights, it affects your entire day. When you're not sleeping properly, your energy drops, your focus suffers, your mood changes, and even simple daily activities can feel more exhausting. I also noticed occasional discomfort, and a growing awareness that my prostate health was becoming something I couldn't simply ignore anymore. While these issues weren't severe, they were noticeable enough that I started looking for solutions. During my research, ProstaVive kept appearing repeated. I saw discussions online, reviews from customers, and information about its natural ingredient formula. According to the manufacturer, the supplement was designed to support prostate health, urinary function, and overall male wellness using a blend of carefully selected ingredients. Naturally, I was skeptical. I've seen too many supplements promise life-changing results only to deliver very little. So rather than expecting miracles, I decided to approach the experience with realistic expectations. My goal was simple. Follow the instructions exactly, use the product consistently for dry sick days, and carefully monitor any changes. When the bottle arrived, the first thing I noticed was how straightforward everything was. The instructions were simple and easy to follow. There was no complicated routine, no difficult schedule, and no major lifestyle adjustments required. I began taking ProstaVive daily and started paying close attention to how my body responded. During the first few days, I didn't notice anything dramatic. That's important to mention, because many people expect immediate results from supplements. In reality, products designed to support long-term health often require consistency and patience. By the end of the first week, I still wasn't seeing any major transformation. However, I did begin noticing subtle differences. The most obvious change was that I felt slightly more comfortable overall. At first, I wasn't even sure whether it was connected to the supplement or simply a coincidence. That's one reason why I kept detailed notes throughout the month. I wanted to separate real improvements from wishful thinking. As I entered the second week, things started becoming more interesting. One of the first noticeable improvements involved my nighttime routine. I found myself waking up less frequently than before. While the change wasn't dramatic overnight, it was consistent enough that I couldn't ignore it. Anyone who has dealt with interrupted sleep understands how valuable even small improvements can be. Sleeping longer without interruptions allowed me to wake up feeling more refreshed and better prepared for the day ahead. Another thing I noticed was a gradual increase in my overall sense of well-being. Again, this wasn't some magical transformation where I suddenly felt 20 years younger. Instead, it was more subtle and realistic. I simply felt better. I had more consistent energy throughout the day. I felt less frustrated by minor discomforts. And perhaps most importantly, I started feeling more confident that I was actively supporting my health, rather than simply hoping problems wouldn't get worse. By the third week, the differences became much easier to recognize. At this point, I no longer had to search for signs of improvement. The changes were becoming part of my daily experience. My sleep quality continued improving. My nighttime bathroom visits remained lower than before. I felt more comfortable throughout the day, and there was a growing sense that something positive was happening. What surprised me most was not necessarily one specific benefit. It was the combination of multiple small improvements occurring together. Many people imagine health improvements as dramatic moments. In reality, better health often arrives through a series of smaller changes that gradually create a significant overall difference. That was exactly what I was experiencing. Each improvement on its own may not have seemed extraordinary, but when combined, they contributed to a noticeable enhancement in daily comfort and quality of life. As the final week approached, I became increasingly curious about my overall results. Had ProstaVive completely transformed my life? Numero. Had it delivered meaningful improvements that I could honestly recognize? Yes. By day 30, I felt confident enough to evaluate the experience objectively. The biggest positive outcome for me was improved nighttime comfort and better sleep quality. Those changes alone made the entire experiment worthwhile, because sleep impacts nearly every aspect of health and well-being. I also appreciated the fact that the improvements felt natural rather than forced. There was no sudden surge of artificial energy. There was no extreme changes that felt unrealistic. Everything happened gradually and consistently. One concern many people have before trying supplements is the possibility of side effects. Throughout my Drawbacks Day experience, I personally did not encounter any significant side effects. Of course, every individual responds differently, and what happens for one person may not happen for another. That's why it's always important to review ingredients carefully and consult a healthcare professional if you have medical concerns or existing health conditions. Still, from my personal experience, the supplement was easy to incorporate into my routine and did not create any major issues. Now let's address the question most people are probably asking. Were the results actually shocking? The answer depends on what you expect. If you're expecting a miracle cure that completely changes your health overnight, you'll probably be disappointed. That's simply not how most legitimate health supplements work. However, if you're looking for gradual support, meaningful improvements, and a product that may help address some of the common concerns associated with prostate health, then my experience suggests that ProstaVive deserves consideration. The truly surprising part wasn't the speed of the results, it was the consistency. Many supplements create excitement initially, and then fail to maintain momentum. In my case, the improvements continued building gradually throughout the month, which made the experience feel more genuine and believable. Another important point involves expectations. No supplement can replace healthy habits. Good nutrition, regular physical activity, proper hydration, stress management, and routine medical care all play important roles in overall wellness. Supplements should be viewed as support tools, not magic solutions. When used alongside healthy lifestyle choices, products like ProstaVive may offer additional benefits that help support long-term wellness goals. Looking back on the entire Drawbacks Day experiment, several pros and cons stood out clearly. The supplement was easy to use. The routine was simple. The improvements developed gradually and naturally. My sleep quality improved. My nighttime interruptions decreased. And overall, I felt better than when I started. Of course, there were also a few limitations. Results were not instant. Consistency was necessary. The benefits appeared gradually over time. And like any supplement, individual results can vary significantly from person to person. So who do I think might benefit most from ProstaVive? Men who are beginning to notice age-related prostate concerns. Men who are looking for natural support options. Men who understand that meaningful health improvements often require patience and consistency. On the other hand, anyone expecting immediate, dramatic overnight changes should probably adjust their expectations before trying any supplement, not just ProstaVive. After completing the full Drawbacks Day trial, my overall conclusion is straightforward. I don't believe ProstaVive is a miracle product. I don't believe any honest review should claim that. What I do believe is that it provided noticeable benefits during my personal experience, particularly regarding nighttime comfort, sleep quality, and overall daily well-being. Those improvements were valuable enough that I considered the experiment successful. If you're currently researching prostate support supplements and wondering whether ProstaVive is worth considering, my experience suggests that it may be a worthwhile option for the right person, especially when combined with realistic expectations and healthy lifestyle habits. The most important takeaway from this review is simple. Real health improvements are often gradual. They don't always arrive with dramatic headlines or overnight transformations. Sometimes the most meaningful results come from small positive changes that build consistently over time. Thank you for watching and spending these minutes with me. If you'd like to learn more about ProstaVive, make sure to check the official link in the description below so you can access the most accurate and up-to-date information directly from the source. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.